Ppcocaine has apologized. This is crazy, guys. Make sure you watch to the end. You won't believe what happened. Also, over 90% of you are not subscribed, so please subscribe. So for you guys who don't actually know who Ppcocaine is, essentially she is a rapper who's actually been in trouble for making some racist kind of, I would say, jabs at Asians in a song that she recently made, which is dubbed as her anime song. Despite her massive kind of addressing on Twitter, there was not really much said about this. So on TikTok, she actually also just recently put out an apology video. Now, what I'm going to say about this apology video is not going to be great. It's not going to be an amazing apology video. It's not going to really shock any of you guys or make you aware of how sorry she is for this situation. No, it won't be a great apology, and I'm sure you guys will probably agree with me on that. However, I think there's a lot to dissect about this apology and really understand what she's thinking behind this and why she addressed it in this way. Anyways, without further ado, enough rambling, let's actually roll the TikTok apology. Now in this, she's actually saying that she's deleting social media and playing the victim card. Now let me explain why this is. Not everyone actually wanted her to delete social media. She knows that. The vast majority of people said nothing about that. It was only people who wanted to cancel her, which are Twitter idiots. And this is on TikTok. And first of all, I'm going to say, no one actually wanted to cancel you that badly. Okay? No one wanted you to delete social media. You didn't have to go on a big tyrant and say that. The obvious reason why she's doing this, and she knows this, is to get sympathy from people. Because if they go, oh, she's going off the internet, I'm so upset, I feel so bad for her. She's upset by this. That's the kind of thing she's going for with this situation. Obviously. Because no one who's actually in that situation is just going to go ahead and delete social media. That's a waste of time, and they know that. She knows that. She's been on the internet long enough to know that. In fact, I could probably come to the conclusion that she's been on the internet for a vastly longer amount of time than I have. I've only been on the planet for 16 years. And I've probably only been on the internet for about, I would say at least, probably 13 years maybe, if I'm lucky. But that was only a little bit of my time on the planet. And I'm going to be honest, this person's probably been on there for a much longer time. Yet, the fact in which she is dealing with this situation is just horrible. She could have come up with way better ways to deal with this kind of criticism and this kind of stuff from Twitter, because it's obvious that Twitter is just toxic. So why is she playing into that narrative to get sympathy? That's a waste of time, and it's just BS on her part. Now, the next thing I really want to address is actually the good part about this apology. Now, in the apology, she says, I apologize for everything I have done. Now, while I personally wouldn't have apologized if I made a remark like this as a joke or something like that, she made an apology for it because people were upset about this, and that's fair. I respect that. I respect that she's done this. However, I think the other part just really pushes it over. Because sure, that's a greater part of an apology. But if you've got a thing in the corner which actually contradicts that a little bit and kind of plays into the Twitter stupidity narrative, victim card thing, then you're probably not going to win. You're probably not in the best situation that you could be in. And I just personally think that. I know I probably will get flamed in comments and people on Twitter will disagree with me and stuff like that. But I personally think that you don't have to go ahead and delete social media. And even if you were, just take a break. Don't go ahead and make a whole sob story about it and make a crying TikTok thing. And yes, that's my next criticism point. She was crying in the TikTok. You don't need someone crying in a TikTok apology. Crying in an apology is just horrible. And that's shown through T. Martin's apology with his dog and him crying and how bad that was for something that he knowingly did and he knowingly committed to. And that's the same thing with her. She made a song and knowingly committed to making that remark in it. So actually crying an apology and acting like, I'm so upset that I did this and that you guys are acting in this way. You made that remark in the first place. So there was a possibility that people could have actually gotten upset by this. You should have done more research and perhaps looked into it more if you didn't want that to happen. That's the truth about it. The internet always gets upset about the stupidest of things. And they will try and cancel people for the stupidest of things. And this was not a cancellation situation. People on Twitter were trying to cancel her, but those are the very small minority. Most people just want an apology or the situation to be addressed by her, which did happen, but it wasn't addressed in the best Now let's actually get into what I would do in this situation. Now if I was in this particular situation, I would probably not apologize. Now you're probably going to say, you're a prick, why don't you apologize? You made a racial remark. Well, my personal opinion is, if it wasn't really intended to come out that way, and that's not what the primary intention of it was, and people just took it in the wrong way, then I don't really need to apologize for this situation, because it is vastly different. It is not my fault, it is people's perception of it. And honestly, that's the truth about it. On the internet, there's freedom of speech, and you can say things for entertainment purposes. You can say things in songs. And if people try and cancel you for it, you don't actually have to apologize. You can just stick with your statement and let it blow over. Because eventually the internet will just go, oh well, they stuck with it, I can't really do anything about it. And that's the same with Twitter cancellation, honestly. And if I was going to apologize, I would have just gotten straight to the point and said, I apologize and I'm upset that this hurt people and I'm sorry about it, let's just leave it at that. That's as far as it really needs to go for that kind of thing. And I know a lot of people would probably say, but you should go off social media for a bit, you should take a break. No, I'm not going to give up just because someone says, you've said something bad, you have to go and apologize. If I apologize, that's it. I apologize, I leave it, go on with what I'm doing, don't do it again. That's the truth about it. Or I stick with it, and that's that. Honestly, the way she dealt with it was very mediocre, and I think that a lot of other people have dealt with situations a lot better. And I think that the way in which iDubbbz dealt with his situation was pretty much the same as this one. Bring way too much attention to the actual thing, just put too much emphasis on it, and didn't just leave it. Honestly, if you're going to stick with the situation, just stick with it. If you're going to kind of half-heartedly go for a sympathy grab, then you've got to actually just not address it at all. If you're going for a sympathy grab, it's not an honest apology, don't do it. That's my opinion on this. Anyways, before this video actually ends, you guys should follow me on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, it's twitter.com/Halden2, @Halden2 on Twitter, and Instagram, instagram.com/Halden.yt, and @Halden.yt. Also, you can join the Discord server, the link is in the description. I would really appreciate if you guys could join the Discord server, because I'd like to honestly just communicate with fans and kind of talk about these situations before I make videos. I also ask for feedback on thumbnails, so if you want to see what videos are out before they come out, then you actually see some thumbnails early. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like in the video, subscribe to my channel. Anyways, peace out.